Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I've got the lunchtime slot, so thank you for either having your lunch early or delaying it so that you can come and listen to this session. So I really appreciate it. So I've got the honour of speaking to you for the next 25-ish minutes, all about how we can support you to attract and develop and keep great people in your business. I really want this session to be practical and informative. So I want you to learn something, but I also would really love you to be able to walk away from this thing with some ideas, some things that you can go away and do. So as I said, we're going to focus on how you can attract, develop and retain great people, driving skills development, and we're really going to be focusing this within the lens of using government-funded programs. And when I talk about government-funded programs, primarily today we're focusing on apprenticeships. So, the goal of the session, as I said, I want you to get thinking about what more you can do to help drive the skills that your teams have. So that could be the people that you already have within your business, or people that, or recruiting people in, basically. So I want you to really think about the possibilities that you have. So a quick hello from me. I'm Jess. I am the Head of Industry Talent Development at the Fashion Retail Academy. I've been working there for about 8 years now, and I work with retailers and employers to support them with their talent attraction and talent development. And I'm joined this weekend by my colleague Bev, who's sat in the front row, and we're on stand 129 if you want to come and chat to us afterwards. But the Fashion Retail Academy, who are we? Well, you're probably thinking, why is an academy to do with fashion coming to a jewellery event? Well, we're not just the Fashion Retail Academy. We work across all sectors of retail, from grocery to off-price to homeware and jewellery. And we've worked with the National Association of Jewellers for about 4 to 5 years now. And we have recently been introduced to the CMJ. So we're super delighted to start to develop some new relationships with you guys. And really, we help retailers do two things: develop and champion future talent and drive skills transformations across their business. And in terms of how we do that through a variety of different ways. As I said today, I'm primarily focusing on government-funded programs, being apprenticeships, but we also offer things like short courses, bespoke learning and development, data-driven talent mapping, consultative services, and also online courses. So if what you hear in this session you're thinking, oh, that's interesting, but actually not quite what we need, do come and have a chat to us, because we can really work with you on a one-to-one basis to see what we can do to support you guys. So government-funded development programs, as I said, I have used this word apprenticeship already a few times, and actually I just want to throw the floor out to you guys. When I say the word apprenticeships, what do you think? Is anyone brave enough to chip in? A wall of silence. What do you think?
I think it's a funded course to get someone to see where it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a funded course to get someone into your workplace. Absolutely, that is what apprenticeships can do. Quite often when I ask that question, what people think of apprenticeships, I get this: outdated perceptions of what apprenticeships are. So they're not that academic, they're for maybe manual jobs, they're only for young people, they're for people that are new to careers, they're not a real job. But actually, that is completely not true. So apprenticeships are offered up to master's level, so you can train up to that level 7 to become a senior leader. You can do degrees. So you can become a chartered digital marketer. They work across all occupations, so there's over 600 apprenticeship standards, and they're for anyone. So there are some eligibility criteria, which I'll touch on, but anyone aged 16, and it is not just for people that are new to the workplace. I think one of the misconceptions around apprenticeships is that you can use these to train the people you already have in the business to unlock their potential and invest in them. And I'll go on in a sec to talk about the value that you can get from that. And that is all about driving the skills development within your company to invest in those amazing people that you think are at danger of maybe leaving because they've got a job offer elsewhere. and really, investing in their retention. You can do it at any stage of your career as well. I was talking to a few ladies earlier and they were saying, well, we don't actually really have that many entry-level people within our business at the moment. And we're then chatting and saying, well, actually, what about you guys thinking about doing a leadership qualification? You can do that within the apprenticeship framework. And the beauty of it is that most of it is funded by the government. And I'll come on to that in a sec. So we're actually doing a bit of a reframe moment with the brands that we work with, and we had a breakfast a couple of weeks ago for National Apprenticeship Week. And one of the big messages that was coming out was almost this reframe of moving away from using the word apprenticeship to actually these are professionally funded qualifications. You're investing in your professional development or the professional development of people within your business. And they are absolutely high quality, practical, work-based skills development programs. And these are programs where people aren't just going to be ticking the boxes, learning a load of information and regurgitating it at examination stage. This is about becoming competent in an occupation. And the areas that I'm going to kind of focus on today is all about how you can really focus on that, developing retail, digital, and specifically industry relevant skills for you guys for the jewellery sector, integrating things like the Jet 1 certificate. So as I said, who are they for? Well, really, it's for anyone. There are some eligibility criteria, which I won't go through now with you because it's a bit of a laborious list to go through. But essentially, the main message here is don't just think they're for young people. It could be for someone that's been in your business for 20 years. I'm like, on a personal level, I'm thinking about doing a coaching apprenticeship later this year. So you can really use it at any stages of your career to support with your professional development or the professional development of your teams. So if you're looking at your workforce, I know we've got some other suppliers here from digital marketing agencies, and you're thinking, actually, we've got a real gap at the moment within our workforce for marketing skills, for digital awareness. We've got loads of data at our fingertips, but I don't have anyone in the team to actually use that data to make smart decisions and drive your commercial KPIs. You can look at apprenticeship programs to develop those skills. And as I said, the beauty of it is the government funds most of that, the cost of training. So I've mentioned it a few times, just a bit of a recap. You can use apprenticeships to bring new talent into your business. This could be in hard to recruit areas. I don't know how you guys are finding it, but lots of our retail partners at the moment are finding it really challenging to recruit to retail roles. And then also finding it really difficult to keep people within those roles because maybe they'll find a job at a competitor down the road paying 50p more an hour and they're off. It's also a really great opportunity to diversify talent, bringing in different types of people to your business and establishing new pipelines. And also it's a great way to upskill and retain. So reducing churn, introducing some progression routes, filling those skills gap that you might have within your business, and create advocacy with your teams. And we do find that apprentices or those that have done these government-funded programs are generally way more loyal than your regular graduates. And so we work with some really big retailers and they say, actually, the apprenticeship routes have far more impact for us than our traditional graduate schemes. So how much do they cost? I'm sure that's a big question for you guys. I know that it's a tough market out there, budgets are tight. So, it all comes down to how much is this going to cost me? Well, for a retail program, you're looking at a maximum of £250, and that is for a program that is over a year and is going to train in skills across business, retail, and jewellery specific skills to the Jet 1. So the government fund 95% of the cost of the training of these programs for small businesses. I know we're all independents here today, but for big businesses, the apprenticeship, there is something called the apprenticeship levy, which means that it's 100% funded because they have to pay a tax into that. But for you guys, 95% the government will pay. If you recruit someone in who's 16 to 18-year-olds, they will pay 100% of that cost. So you won't have to pay anything to train them. And that's where we step in as a training provider and a partner, is that we then take that heavy lifting of that development off your plate. We will do that for you. We do, of course, have to work in partnership to work with you in terms of understanding your business and what you've got going on and how they can put their learning into practice. But we do that heavy lifting. So it's not down to you to have to find hours in your day that you do not have to develop these people. So what are the benefits? So this is really about driving business value for you guys. So here's just a snapshot of the things that we have seen from our businesses that we work with that in terms of the positive outputs of these types of programs. So it's about retaining great people. It's about championing their progression, engaging and motivating your teams, building relationships and collaboration, increasing their capability and productivity, giving them the toolkit to be able to do more for your business. Maybe give them a bit of a strategic focus. Within the program, they will have to work on projects and get them doing something that is aligned with what you guys are focused on at the moment. So maybe that's about customer conversion. Well, let's get them working on a project which is really focused about when someone walks through that door, how can you increase the percentage of sale? Strengthening your employer brand and also creating unity and common purpose. With our programs, they would be joining a cohort of other people that would go through the program at the same time, which means they learn a lot from their peers. And there's great industry networking, not just within the jewellery retail sector, but across all sectors. And then here are some of the personal value adds. So for someone doing an apprenticeship, a funded program, for the employees that you have within your businesses, what are they going to get out of it? Well, they're going to apply practical skills from day one, because as I said, this isn't about them learning and regurgitating knowledge. This is about them being able to say, I can do this job for you really, really well. In simple terms, that's what it is. I'm a really great sales assistant for you. Do you know what? I can do your digital marketing and promote your brand all across social media and get more people into our store or onto our website. They will develop specialist, technical and transferable skills, work on projects. It's nationally recognised, it will go on their CV. It's a great investment. Strengthen working relationships within your business. Things like enhancing time management skills. And then for individuals who are on a programme, it's a really savvy choice. Much to the annoyance of our marketing team, it's the area on our website that gets the biggest hits, because young people these days are super savvy about their options. And if you do an apprenticeship, they're earning whilst they're learning, they're getting practical experience, and they're not coming out with any debt. So it's a really great proposition for them. So what we offer. So we focus on retail, but we don't just focus on store-based. So we do have store programs. So we work, and I'm going to go into these in a bit more detail. Let me just check the time. We go right from sales assistant up to retail manager. So maybe you've got some great people in your business at the moment, and you're thinking, do you know what? Actually, they could be our future. They could be our future store manager. You don't have the time to invest in their development at the moment. You could come to us and say, I want to put them on this program because I see their potential, and I want you to help me unlock it. We also do customer service, so a couple of levels of customer service. We do fashion design, and I should just mention, do not get scared by the numbers there. That is the full cost of the program, but you would only be paying 5%. So as I said, around £200, £300. In terms of digital supply chain, we have digital marketing at a couple of different levels. We've got data analytics, UX, UI, and then we're introducing a sustainability program later this year. And then leadership and management is another really great one for transferable skills, and maybe people that have been within your business for a while and you really want to just push them that bit further. You want to maybe delegate more to them. The leadership and management programs are great, all the way up from your first line management up to your experienced senior leader. And with those programs, you also get recognition from the Chartered Management Institute as well, so you get an additional professional qualification. So as I said, we've got 3 retail pathways. So it starts with level 2, retailer, which is driving a really amazing sales assistant that is really focused on customer experience. You've then got retail team leader, which is around like your supervisors, maybe shift supervisors, and then your retail manager, which is assistant and store managers. So there's lots of information on this slide, so I don't obviously expect you to take it all in. And I'm very happy to send a copy of this deck to everyone after the session. And there's also some additional slides in it, which I'm not going through today because it's lots of words and it would be really boring if I just read them out to you. But yes, in terms of the retail programs, the beauty of these programs is that we are focused on developing technical business and retail skills to run stores, to serve customers, to drive business. But we're overlaying that with the technical jewellery skills or sector skills for your industry that are encompassed within the Jet 1. So you're getting a dual programme here, and the cost of the Jet 1 is integrated into the cost of this programme. So you're looking at as little as £200 for the whole apprenticeship and the Jet 1 qualification. In terms of how they work practically, they're generally around 12 months. We deliver in a hybrid way, so we have a mixture of in-person and online sessions. Where they're in person, we do deliver at the Fashion Retail Academy, which is in central London, but there is the option of joining online. So if you're based up kind of in the north, you can choose to send your colleague down to attend the sessions in person, but they do have the option of joining that session online because we work with hybrid classrooms. We have what we call programme managers that oversee the programmes from start to finish. So you've got that consistency of support for that individual from day one right through to when they go on to do their assessment at the end of the programme. And they will generally be delivering most of the programme as well because they will come from industry. 95% of our staff have taught in industry and so have done the job that they're teaching. So from a practical perspective, know the challenges of what these people will be going through. We have progress reviews every 3 months, and this is a really great opportunity for the individual on the programme manager, and you guys, the employers, to sit down and say, how are things going? What have you been working on? What have you got coming up? What more could I get you to do in the store to help you with your learning, to be able to evidence what you're learning, essentially, that practical application. In terms of the assessment, we're going into quite a lot of specifics here, so I won't go into too much detail, but it's assessed at the end. So whilst the 12 months that they're studying, they'll be developing and evidencing skills. There'll be an online portfolio while they're evidence learning. They'll be working on some assignments, but the assessment is done through what's called endpoint assessment through a separate organisation. It's our sister organisation, Fashion and Retail Awards, and it's a series of, it's a short test, it's a short professional discussion, and it's a project. And the project and those professional discussions will all be within the context of your business. So they're going to really deep dive into your business on a much more granular level. And we can work with you to look at what that business project is. So you can almost view them as a bit of like a consultant that you have working in your business, working on something that maybe you're looking to implement or really dial up. And I should say the programme with the NAJ, with the Jet 1 integrated, is exclusive to us, and there's no one else in the market offering this at the moment. In terms of when they start, we have various start points throughout the year. The next intake, it says September actually, but there's an intake in April, and then September, and then we generally have another intake around kind of January, February time. So there's a few points of the year that you can start these programmes, so they're really flexible. And there's no minimum commitment, so you could just put one individual on. Although I was talking to Joe and Sequoia at the CMJ, and we were saying, wouldn't it be lovely if we could get a group of 10 to 15 retailers together and we could do a bespoke cohort for the CMJ, which would mean we could tailor it even more to your industry and your group and how you guys work. So I'll just leave that with you, but I think that can be what we aim for. Right, lots of information again on the screen, and as I said, I will share these slides, so please don't feel like you need to be jotting anything down. But these are the content. This is what the programme will be studying. As you can see, it's some really valuable areas in terms of skills across these retail programmes. So we have 6 core modules from a retail perspective. We have business and brands. This is about really understanding your sector, competitors, the business, the legislative framework. For you guys, obviously, lots of focus today on kind of the security and the threat to the industry. So like weaving that in and getting them to start thinking about that and how they can support. Commercial finance. So this is really about developing and embedding commercial skills. So someone walks into the store just not seeing it as, it's a nice opportunity to have a chat with them. Actually, that's a potential sale. And what does that mean for my business if I don't convert that person? But we look at things about here, profitable performance, stock control, loss prevention. We also then have sales, stock and service. This is about managing the stock, promotions, supporting and monitoring performance, selling techniques, really understanding the product. And we go much more into detail on that when we incorporate the Jet 1 elements too. Marketing comms, obviously hugely important. How do you make your store, your offer stand out on the high street? It's incredibly competitive out there at the moment for share of wallet. So what can you guys be doing more in that space? Technology for retail, looking at new technologies coming in, how we can use them to make the customer service more seamless. And then personal and performance is all about those core skills, so leadership and management, transferable skills. And as I said, I think you guys probably all know the Jet 1 inside out. You probably know it better than I do. But all of the elements that you would expect from the Jet 1, so security, jewellery, rings, diamonds, gemstones, hallmarking design, manufacturing, silverware and gifts, watches and clocks, and selling and customer care. So as you can see, an amazing programme. And as I said, I know I keep saying it, but how amazing that the government fund 95% of the cost of that. And I think for me, a lot of businesses just don't realise that opportunity is there. And so that's why Bev and I are so evangelical about it. And it is about, you have this pot of money, please use it. And as I mentioned, hiring, yes, you can hire into your business using these programs as well, and we can help you to recruit. So again, we can take that pain away from you. We can help get the job advert out. We can shortlist candidates for you. So we can really work in partnership with you to bring someone new into the business. If actually you've said, this isn't about upskilling your existing teams, this is about actually we need a really great new full-time sales assistant, well, why not think about bringing them in as an apprentice or one of these government funded programs? We know that these opportunities appeal to people more than just a normal sales assistant role. So yeah, speak to us about how we can support you on that. So at the beginning, the goal was to help you attract and develop high-performing, motivated teams of talent development programs tailored to the jewellery industry. Okay, that was a very long sentence. I should have condensed that when I was writing it. But hopefully that's given you a few ideas of what is out there and available at your fingertips to utilise to not only bring great people into your business, but invest in the development of your existing teams and really drive up the skills within your business to make you stand out. So in terms of next steps, come and chat to us. We're on stand 129A. You can come and sign up and register, and we'll get you onto our FRA update list. That's our website, fashionretailacademy.ac.uk. But yeah, please do come to it and have a chat, basically. If it's not something we can help with, then we will signpost you in the right direction. But thank you for listening to me. I know that's quite a lot of information, but I hope you found it informative, but also some practical things that you can take away and maybe think about for your business. So